New topic. Okay, now I want to talk about a couple of pet peeves. These won't be super long. One I happened to see by accident yesterday in a video of someone, an astrologer, I think, talking about manifesting. She was saying not to manifest during eclipses because trying to force things at certain astrological times actually works against you. But she was not talking about manifesting. She was talking about doing spells. And people need to, I don't know whose idea it was to use the word manifest instead of magic or spell work, but they are two very different things, okay? Manifesting is using the law of attraction, using positive energy, positive thinking to attract to you what you desire, what you intend. It can be, making vision boards, writing down affirmations, saying affirmations, asking your angels to help you, to bring you different things. There are lots of different ways to manifest. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And you know why? Because you're not forcing, because you are requesting from spirit, from the universe. And here's the thing about manifesting. It will come to you if it is meant to come to you at the time it is meant to come to you, or in divine timing. It will not come before that. It will come when it is meant to. Spirit knows the best timing for your requests, for what you are trying to manifest, and Spirit will bring it to you in that timing. That's why sometimes people are like, I'm trying to manifest and nothing's happening. Well, because it's not meant to come to you yet. It also depends on what you're trying to manifest. If you're trying to manifest something that is dependent on other people as well, it depends on, the other people as well and their timelines and whatever it is going on in their lives. But manifesting is not forced. It is like putting that energy and request, the intention out into the universe and allowing spirit to respond and bring it to you, which will happen in divine timing. Spells are forcing. Spells are trying to make things happen when you want them to happen instead of trusting the universe. And spells are completely different. So let's get that clear. First of all, she's wrong about what she said, because you're not doing anything wrong about manifesting. It'll come to you when it's meant to. Now, if you're trying to do spells, to try and force things, you shouldn't be doing them at all, period, anyway. So don't do them at all, let alone during eclipse season or not. And why shouldn't you be doing spells at all anyway, period? Because you're trying to go against the universe. You're trying to go against universal laws. You're trying to force. You're trying to take away someone else's free will. That is the opposite of what you should be doing, and it is bringing bad karma on yourself. I mean, sure, you can do it if you want to. You're also going to bring bad karma on yourself by trying to force through spell work, okay? The only spell work that you can do without having bad karma is something that is like protections, removals. Although even with removals, even something like a return to sender can still bring you bad karma because you're sending negative energy back to that person. You need to ask to transmute it to the light. Basically defensive stuff is not going to bring bad karma, but any attempts to control or force anything is only going to bite you in the butt. It's going to bounce back on you negatively in some way at some point in time. The only thing that I could say that I think, I don't know for 100% certainty, that I think would not bring bad karma on you is if you were to do anything in terms of helping your twin. Anything that you do to help your twin is not going to be that, you wouldn't be forcing anyway. Without speaking of specifics, it's hard for me to say for 100% sure because it depends on what we're talking about. But even trying to attract your twin back to you, stuff like that, it's not going to bounce back on you karma-wise because it's your twin flame. So you're meant to be together anyway, and you're not You're not taking over their free will in doing so. So that won't bounce back on you. However, it won't work. You cannot use spells to bring your twin back. Your twin flame will come back as they work through the healing process, as they work through the transformation process and the awakening, when they are ready. You don't want them back before they're ready, because they won't be ready for the relationship. Like, the relationship will still have problems because they won't be healed enough and ready to be in their divine power, acting the way that they're supposed to act as a healed, whole, healthy person who's ready for a healthy relationship. So there's no point in trying to force your twin to come back to you before they're ready, because they're not going to be able to be the partner that you want yet. And regardless, doing spells to try and get your twin back are not going to work. They will not come back until they're ready to. Spirit will not allow those spells to work. Okay? Not done yet. Now, going back to all other spell work, I've seen like zillions of Etsy shops and other people, selling you their black magic services. And I've the number of shops that I've seen selling you your own personal demon to, contract with, sell your soul to. It's just mind-blowing. Like, first of all, well, let me backtrack, sorry. They many times are saying, oh, don't worry, it's not going to bring any negative karma to you. Now, sometimes that's in the respect of you're not trying to cause harm to someone else. Okay, if you're trying to do spells to bring in abundance, happiness, prosperity, love, and you're not doing it specific to a person, just like putting that energy out there, okay, you might not have negative karma because you're not trying to force or take away someone's free will. But if you're doing anything that involves working with a demon, it is going to bite you in the ass, probably literally almost, because demons don't want to do anything except cause chaos and destruction. So they're going to make you think that they are, making your life better, and they will give you some of the things that you're asking for, but then they are going to do other stuff. They're going to corrupt you. They're going to turn you dark and evil or fuck up your life in some other way. It's never a good idea to get in bed with a demon, okay? The other thing, I've also seen, oh, there's no negative karma on you because I'm the one doing the work, so I'm taking on your negative karma. False. Both of you are getting the negative karma. They're taking on some of it because they're the ones doing the work. But if you are trying to cause harm to someone, if you are trying to force something, if you are trying to go against free will, or you're trying to go against the universal laws, you are going to have negative karma no matter what. It doesn't matter who's doing the work. Your practitioner will have it, and so will you, because it's your intentions and it's you're the one paying for it. There's an energy exchange. You paid for it. It comes back on you, okay? And depending on how bad it is, that negative karma can be severe. I have heard that dark practitioners will charge a lot for certain things because they know that they will be dealing with demons attacking them or something else, negative karma, whatever, because of how bad it is of whatever it is that you are trying to do and hiring them to do. So don't listen to their lies and understand the choices that you're making if you decide to go that route. And I have one more video I'm going to do about this. That's a cautionary tale. So my cautionary tale for you. I know someone, she was a client who, she was in a no contact separation, and she started manifesting to get her twin back. Those are the words that she used me. She told me she was manifesting and working with spirit. And I thought that she meant normal manifesting. But over the course of time, by the way, I will say that they did get back into communication, which I expected anyway. The twin flame readings for her were reflecting that they would, come back together because they're on a twin flame journey. So of course, the situation was complicated in that he's with a karmic partner and they were in communication, separately, and they didn't even live in the same city or state. So they are in communication, long distance. They had a romantic relationship long distance, even though he was living with a karmic partner and she was not at the time. She was separated from hers. So she started doing these manifestations that later on over time, just with different words and phrases that she used in explaining stuff to me, I came to realize that she meant spells. She didn't mean manifestation. She meant spells, because she said certain things like, I've been able to get him to do, like if I wanted certain behaviors from him, I've been able to get him to do them from my manifestations, which I was like. And then she also said something about the karmic partner, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I came to suspect that she had taken action to hurt the karmic partner, or done spells to hurt the karmic partner, and that it had succeeded as well. Well, over the summer, something happened. There was a blow up with her and her twin, and not only did they go into separation again, but she did an about face on the journey, and she went running back to her karmic, and just it was all a big blow up. And I was like, so I actually specifically spoke with Spirit about it, because I was like, I want to know if my suspicions are true. And I was told that because she had done spells to hurt the karmic and to control her twin, she basically cost herself union and cost herself her twin flame connection, because she caused that karmic blowback on herself. And the karmic was allowed to do spells back to her too, which is part of the reason why she ran back in the opposite direction to her own karmic. Apparently I can't talk fast enough to do it in one video. But anyway, so that is my cautionary tale for you. So this was a twin flame with her twin flame, and she caused their own demise and cost her own union with her twin flame. I mean, I suppose the upside for her is that she doesn't realize it, because since the karmic partner was permitted to do black magic back to her in retaliation for what she did to the karmic partner in the first place, now she's in this state of I'm happy back with my karmic partner. And I will say her karmic partner was not a toxic one, so at least there's that. But she's meant to be with her twin. She's meant to come into union with her twin. Will she regret it one day? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I would think that she would, because you can't turn off the twin flame connection. She will never be able to turn off the thoughts of her twin, and she will never be able to turn off that connection or the emotions either. Like, she might be angry for a period of time from the blow up, but that should subside, because unconditional love leads to twin flame connection. So I believe she will regret it one day. I mean, who knows what will happen, because the blow up was pretty significant, and she remarried her karmic, so it would be a whole big process to try and backtrack. But who knows? But anyway, there's your cautionary tale. Do not try and do spells to your twin to control or force, and do not try and do spells to the karmic to hurt them. You have to trust Spirit. You focus on removal and protection. That not only is that that is okay. It is not something that you're doing wrong by doing spiritual work to remove spiritual warfare and to protect from it. That is removing spiritual warfare, black magic entities, all that stuff. Those are spiritual blocks that are preventing twin flames from coming together. That is the only thing that can prevent twin flames from coming together. So removing that stuff, doing that spiritual work, that is not something that's bad. That is good. That is removing the blocks. That is helping your journey and process along, because it's basically stalled until that's removed. But that is okay. But doing anything that is spells and not manifestation to try and force or hurt others, it's only going to come back to bite you, and it's only going to hurt you in the long run. Okay? So that is my cautionary tale for you about manifestation versus spells. I want to give you another cautionary tale on the other end of the spectrum. I have a different client who Sorry, just had a realization that the two clients I'm talking about, I used to confuse them. So it's kind of ironic that each of them are cautionary tales for the opposite things. But anyway, so she did some removal work to remove black magic that the karmic partner in her situation was doing to her twin. And she thought that it covered everything. She thought that it was enough. I don't know who she worked with, so I don't know how they did the work, like if the protections simply like expired or weren't strong enough or what. But basically, she did this removal work last year over the course of a year or more. And actually her twin even broke up with the karmic last summer too. And over the course of the last year, the karmic regained control. Did black magic again, regained control. The protections didn't work or didn't last or something. Or it's also possible that the karmic hired someone strong enough to break the protections. Whatever it is, I don't think she knows exactly. Whatever it is, the karmic regained control and married him at the beginning of this month. And she knows, my client knows, that he did not love her, did not want to marry her. But the karmic regained enough control using black magic to force that to happen. And that is another perfect example of why when you are being attacked with spiritual warfare by a karmic partner or someone else, there's 4 different types of spiritual warfare, so whatever it may be, because some of it is an active attack and some of it is not. It's from a passive attack that's from the past that is still affecting you. But when you have spiritual warfare, you have to deal with, you have to deal with it. You can't ignore it. You have to make sure it's dealt with properly. You have to make sure that you're working with the right people who are doing it in the right way, who are strong enough, who will maintain it, who will make sure that it doesn't fail, whatever the correct scenario is. And you have to stay on top of it, because these karmic partners, they are being controlled and sent by evil to block twin flame unions, and this is the only thing that can block twin flame unions. So you have to deal with it properly. And divine feminines, it is part of your spiritual journey and part of your twin flame journey. If you are tasked with that in this lifetime, it's part of your tests in order to achieve union, and it's part of your journey and your process. So it sucks, but you have to realize that and handle it like a boss.